Stonyam.
Excuse me, man, what happened?
Ash, you know what happened? I'll tell you on the podcast.
Yeah. Dumelang. My name is Tato Pala and this is AI Conversations. Welcome to a platform where we'll be talking about tech, everything, future innovations, and current affairs in Africa. If you have not seen any of our ads on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, what have you been doing? I'm joking. So I am not alone. I am with my co-host and the lady behind the mic, my co-host Tepo Banda.
What's up?
Hey guys, hey, lady behind the mic here.
It's a Tuesday morning and I want to know how the team is doing. How are you guys doing?
Ash, I have problems.
What are your problems?
I feel like every time I'm about to get paid, something goes wrong.
Oh no.
Last month it was my car. On payday,
Oh, crazy.
I hit a pothole. Today is my phone.
Hectic.
It got stuck in between my boots and the car. As I closed the boots, my phone snapped in half.
Oh.
So yeah. So the tech today is I have no tech. I have no phone at the moment. Lady behind the mic. So if I'm sounding a bit down today, askies.
Shame, man.
That's good.
Shame.
So sorry. No, I'm good, guys. It's a wonderful Tuesday morning. I'm at work. Yeah, I'm feeling grand. I just have a question for you guys as to, what's your algorithm? What's popping? What have you guys been seeing on the socials? Do you know what I'm saying? So this is now, guys, to the audience where we introduce our segment, right? Where we talk about current affairs and things like that. So I'd like to firstly hear from you guys. What's on your radar?
Okay, so before we just, continue, why didn't you guys ask me how I'm doing?
Oh, Askies, because you're the host, sorry.
Askies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We feel like you're good. You look
How are you
good.
doing? Yeah.
You look good. Okay, you look good. So when you look good, you feel good.
Real.
Yeah.
I'm good, guys. Like she said, I look good, so I am good. I'm okay. Work is a lot, but that doesn't mean I can't be okay. So I'm good. My phone is still alive. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Tepo and I both don't have phones.
Oh yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Conjure using a tablet.
Checking.
Nice, but a bigger screen, I guess.
Sure. Okay.
So
Oui, man.
on my algorithm,
Mm.
I came across a video by Dan Chase about the taxi mafia, actually, right? Unrelated to tech for now. Hear me out. It's unrelated to tech for now. So it was about the taxi mafia. So I just wanted to ask you guys. So it was both sides. Let me explain what happened in the video first.
Okay.
So it was good because he was explaining both sides of the taxi industry in Cape Town. So this video was showing the good side and the bad side from the government and the taxi bosses, right? So I wanted to ask you guys, is there a way to confine the taxi business in South Africa in terms of, the money one?
Okay.
So taxi math. Can we tap our phones or snap scan?
Yes.
Or are they using cash because other things, because cash is king?
That's a hot take. So wait. Are you asking why are we sticking to cash?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
The question is why we're sticking to cash in taxis
Okay.
and how can we avoid them mornings? Because taxi mats, there was a time when Dan was struggling with taxi mats and we all don't want to sit in front.
No, I don't want to
Yes,
say that.
No.
Who wants to sit in front?
I don't want to know it. I think it's a very innovative, right? To think that we can use phones in taxis, right? Very 20th century type of thing. But what about the granny who does not have a touchscreen phone?
She has a bank card.
And
then
a SASA grant card.
She has those cards, but can she operate them? Like, is she only using them for a taxi now? Is that her only reason for having a card that taps? Can she really trust her grandchildren not to, the one that smokes weed, not to steal her card and go, tap, go check us and withdraw money and go buy weed without her knowing? Because now her pin is her pin and no one else knows it.
And then the other ones that work, the whole of South Africa.
So we're looking at majority.
In South Africa, right, the backbone of our country is the taxi industry. 100%.
Cool.
So is there a way to cut less cash and more
I think so.
digital load?
I definitely think so. Reason being is that, do you guys know Korastimbeek? Like in the northwest, ne? They've got these taxis. I can't remember what they necessarily called. I'll just do my research here a little bit. But they've got these other taxis that operate in the same way as your buses. Do you know what I'm saying here, Mojobek, where you have your metro cards and your whatnot, things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can then, I believe so. I think if you can't just pay with your bank card, you can just load money on that and then pay using that, right? And I actually do think it makes things better, right? Because, yeah, cash is king, but also cash comes with a lot of liabilities. Do you know what I'm saying? You could get mugged. You don't have transport to go home. If I lose my card, I'll go on my phone and do something. Do you know what I'm saying? I can still pay with my phone. I'll block my card, do whatever. If I lost, or if that granny who, after she comes from like her little puzzle shop and things like that, she unfortunately gets mugged, how is she going to go home? Do you know what I'm saying? But if, they'll take the little cash that's on her, but then she'll still maybe have her bus tag. In the case where she doesn't have a mobile device, she'll still maybe like have a bus tag and things like that. I think it's also a way to like teach South Africans also how to properly, in a way, like in a very small way, to like budget money. Because then we can start saying that this is for transport and this is for whatever else and this is for whatever else. It then, heightens that sense of responsibility. Let me just make sure Karasti.
So I also agree with that. So I also think we should have like taxi cards in a way to regulate, because also the other thing I saw is the taxi violence. They fight for routes. So if we can come up with a way, I don't know how, but a system where for the route we know which owner owns the route and we digitalize everything, I feel like there'll be less. You guys must watch the YouTube video.
You must send.
I must send.
Yes.
So
and
the taxi market.
post a link in the comments.
Everything. So it showed the good side and bad side of it. So it also showed that taxi drivers are dads. The ladies that sell at the taxi ranks also rely on the taxi industry and everything. But is there a way to regulate it to stop the violence and also just digitalize the whole industry?
Okay, I want to say, I hear everything that you guys are saying.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I agree, right? But then you work, you don't take a taxi to work. So majority of the people, I would like to think that majority of the people who are like advanced in terms of tech don't really take a taxi to work. It's the people from the township, from the villages who take taxis to work. So how advanced are those people within the tech industry?
But they take the bus. Isn't there a bus that comes here outside to Soweto, to Davidson every day? So there are systems like that. But it's limited to certain people because there's not enough buses and taxis convenient.
Why do you think that people from those places and whatnot wouldn't be able to pay like digitally?
Do they have the money for it?
They have the money to pay cash.
The money to keep the phone. So if your phone, you guys said cards. Okay.
Yeah, like any method of digital.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's in a way that the South African government also can also like regulate the taxi industry, you know what I'm saying? And not so many people get different routes and everything because they'll have to be authorized by the government. And you have to accept the card system.
Does the SA government want to do that?
Aish, But it's dangerous right now. I don't think so, but I don't know. Could be a solution to the roots and the killings and everything in the taxi
Could be.
industry. Yeah, but that's what I watched
Could be.
yesterday by Dan Chase.
Okay, I actually don't know who that is.
It's a famous South African YouTuber actually. He has like 900k subscribers. Great filmmaker. I watch him all the time. Does a lot of like documentaries on South Africa. So you must say
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Shout out to him. Dan
Dan Chase.
Chase.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan Chase. We see you. Well, I've never seen you, but like we see you.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, on my algorithm, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the kid, Kwekwe,
Oh yeah.
right? So, her case was thrown out because the NPA thought like or figured rather, not feelings, figured that they don't have enough evidence for the case to stand and to keep it in court. And now, allegedly, there were just rumors, allegedly, the mom paid off influencers to frame the white man.
Sure.
What do you
You
mean?
need facts for it.
Yeah.
I'll prove it. I don't know.
People are
that's
like,
why.
oh my gosh. So this is on Twitter. This is from my Twitter. They're asking, did the mom lie about
For
the kids?
publicity.
Yeah, the kids' situation. Is that why she paid off the allegedly paid off?
How
the
did the
influencers?
situation start?
Can you just guys give me like brief context into this matter?
Yeah.
So my
So-
research.
What happened is that
From the start. How
From
did
the
it happen?
start.
Yeah.
I wasn't following the full story, but what I know, what I've caught onto is that the kid was at school. The kid comes back from school and the dad notices that this kid is not okay.
So,
The mom comes back from work or from wherever and the dad tells the mom that, listen, this kid, this and this and this. And they take her to the hospital, they check, and the hospital records say that she has been violated sexually.
yes.
So now, I don't know how it led to them suspecting the white principal,
Yes.
but they get to that point and they ask the principal for DNA samples and he doesn't want to give in. So now the entire South Africa is like, he did it. Like, why not give us your DNA sample just so we can get you out of the way as a suspect?
Yeah.
So now the NPA is like, not enough evidence to keep the case in court. So
So evidence towards the principal, or
So what is
I
the
think
question? What
towards-
am I fact checking?
you're saying a lot.
why was the case thrown out?
And,
was the
and
case
did the
thrown
mom really pay the influencers to frame the white man? But also with what money? Like, what does she do for a living?
Sure, that's a lot of.
Isn't she an influencer or something?
The mom.
I don't know.
No, she's not. I think she works in the SAPS.
Is it?
Yeah, but like, where would she get the money to pay off someone
from
to
Eastern
frame?
Cape.
They are from Eastern Cape or Western.
Okay.
One of just the Cape. One of the two.
Okay.
There's always these things happening. Kodi Cape, you know?
But
I
what?
feel like there's so many injustices like in these places. There was a thing also happening in the Eastern Cape
Yeah, Ing.
recently, so whereby I think it was school related or something.
The kid that got shot by a
Yes.
lecturer or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Also, I saw another one about the police officer with the young lieutenant.
Oh, the one that sexually
with the
violated.
trainee.
Yeah, man.
But why do these
crazy.
cases always get thrown out, if I may ask?
Because who believes an SA woman?
So what's the
Say
technology
that.
behind?
Sorry.
What's the technology behind going to the hospital and the process? Let's say I get violated today, right?
Yeah.
As a man. What is my process like? Do I go to the hospital? They check,
Yeah.
and then I open a case.
I think so, because what I think the normal processes are currently is that you go to the hospital, you do your rape kit test, right? You check for things like that, and then depending on the result, you move ahead and go open a case and things like that, I believe, right? So I've got my few bit of facts
So
we okay?
Our producer knows a couple about these things, is coming to tell us.
Oh, okay.
Hi, the producer over here. So the way it's done in most cases is that they first file a police report.
Yes.
Then after that, then they take you to the hospital. They then do a rape kit test, get the evidence from there. And if they do see something, they most time go to the first suspect and then ask DNA, for example, with the teacher. And then that's most time how they sort it out. But in South Africa, most times they do get thrown out.
Why? Why is that the case?
It's mainly, it has to do with a lot of like local government issues, financial issues, and also just corruption is a big one. So for example, if someone in power, like a politician, was under the idea that they did a sexual assault case, it can get thrown out easily because it's a politician. So it depends on a lot of factors. Producer out.
Okay.
Thank you so much, producer.
What do we need from AI campus to digitalize the?
So
How can it be transparent?
here at AI Campus, right?
How can the cases be transparent for us? How can the cases be transparent?
Anyway, can we get the facts from?
But on that
Okay,
note,
before that, yeah.
okay, which one do you guys want to go with first? You're confusing me.
Give us
Case,
the
or do
reason.
you want the reason?
Give us the reason why the case was thrown out.
So they're saying why the case was thrown out, right? Is that in mid-May 2025, the National Prosecuting Authority formally declined to prosecute the alleged rape of 7-year-old Kwekwe, and the NPA spokesperson explained that there was insufficient forensic and testimonial evidence, where the prosecutors found the available witness statements and forensic material did not meet the threshold required for a reasonable prospect of conviction. Waibon. And then there was also inconclusive medical findings, right? So after they conducted the examinations on the child, they did not reveal definitive physical signs of sexual assault, further weakening the evidentiary basis for prosecution. I hope I said that right.
You did. So this is deeper.
And the case file was returned. As a result, in November 2024, the NPA returned the investigation file to the Matatiele police, indicating they could not proceed to trial. Right. So, with regards to the mother paying influencers, there's no credible evidence. So, claims that Tandekile, assist me with the surname. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to butcher the woman's surname. Claims that Tandekile paid social media influencers. For example, rumors on Facebook suggesting that she spent close to 50K, right? Originate from unverified user-generated posts on platforms like Facebook, and these have not been corroborated by any reputable news outlets or anything like that. So these are just rumors for now on the influencers topic.
Didn't the school also close down because
Yeah,
of this whole situation? So what if the principal was not wrong in this case?
Then I guess it's like one of those unfortunate things, you know, their reputation has already been sort of tarnished. It's like those type of situations whereby you find people are falsely accused of crimes, and then, you know, they get imprisoned, and then to only find out later on that this person was actually innocent. At the end of the day, their reputation has already been tarnished, and yeah, that's that.
We'll have to come back next week for this one. 'Cause I feel like it's deeper.
It's hectic. It's
If the
hectic.
models involved and the whole government got involved,
You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
and it's things that we can't even lie about because what's happening in South Africa today.
Yeah.
So, hey, also I'm gonna come back with proper
tough.
research.
Is like tough for real.
What's on your algorithm?
Yo, guys, the only thing that's on my algorithm is that Ramaphosa is in the US.
Chill.
Flash, but
Chill. Cupcake is in the US, guys.
for those
and
49 people,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think it's wild, guys.
49 refugees.
You know, I think it's wild, and I don't know about, you know, the rest of the country and things like that, but for me, the main conversation that I'm kind of nervous about is about the whole land reform dispute thing. That pretty much rose this whole thing of how apparently white folk in South Africa is being mistreated by black folk and, things like that. It's just like, I wish people would see the way it actually is here in South Africa.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? People have a lot of opinions, but to be honest, if we were to sit in a room or a grand hall filled with white people and ask them that if they believe that they could handle the treatment that people of color get in this country, please raise up your hands or stand up if you feel like it's fair and if you feel like you'd be able to handle it. I don't think any white person would, in that room. But then, yet globally and mainstream media is busy, American mainstream media is saying that, bad black folk here in South Africa are
Yeah. So it started with that Julius Malema killed her.
yeah, kill them.
So yeah. So now I feel like and farm killings. So the biggest also is a grog about Elon Musk is also telling people on Twitter. So you know what happens on Twitter? You tag grog and it tells you the information underneath.
What's grog?
So it's an AI chat box.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's an AI chat box on X, not Twitter, excuse, on X. So now let's say any topic you ask for information, is this true? Then Grok chat box will tell you once you add it. So now last week what happened was people were adding what's happening and we'll tell them the information and underneath we'll tell them about farm killings and land reform in South Africa.
That's crazy.
So the topic is Elon Musk manipulating AI chat box?
He is, though.
So
That's
it's gonna be-
crazy.
So the crazy thing is now, someone like my mom now, she saw that she doesn't trust AI anymore. So now if Elon Musk can do that to a chat box, what happens to the future of AI if you can manipulate it to the way you want it to be?
On the chat, actually, let's get into our topic, guys. Let's get into our topic.
I've been chatting.
So today's topic is about the integration of AI into Africa's higher education systems. So Zambia's Minister of Education has recently announced that the country or the higher education system in the country is starting to integrate AI into their system. Yeah, I think I said system so many times, but okay, cool. So my chat is, I really like that the government, let me just say the government, is meeting students halfway, right?
Oh, sorry. It was actually made by the Minister of Education.
Please explain, what's
Minister of
happening.
Education, okay.
Yes.
What did I say?
So, because you were just saying government, right?
Oh, okay, yes.
So, the pledges to integrate generative AI into Zambia's higher education system was made by the Honorable Minister of Education, Douglas Siakalima,
Okay.
rather than by the president, right? So pretty much it's saying it was done at a summit held at a university in Kapiri, where it was formally announced that the government's commitment to embed AI tools such as adaptive smart classrooms and personalized teaching assistants across universities nationwide, right? So it's been led by the Minister of
Education. Okay, so thank you. I like that he's meeting or finding ways to meet students in that country halfway, and probably Africa as a whole will eventually adapt to what he's starting, right? My chat is, let's just take the personal assistant part, right? For instance, that they're a personal assistant. How will the student hold themselves back from using that personal assistant like ChatGPT? I want to know how they're going to stop students from using personal assistants like they're using ChatGPT.
I don't think they can stop.
Okay.
I feel like they should teach the students how to use ChatGPT properly, if you get what I'm saying. We need to adapt. It's there. So the fact that we're using AI tools to detect assignments and stuff, it's right because some students are lazy. You can just put in something and ask it to write for us, but it can actually assist us.
But they can't do that though, because there's those plagiarism check things
Yeah.
that
but-
detect AI also these days.
Yeah, on integrated in the system of the school. So I'm saying is instead of at my old school, right? They encourage you to use AI as an assistant. You know what I'm saying? So instead of you coming up with ideas from thin air and hours of research, do your research and ask AI to assist you with the best topic and how to answer it and everything. Then you use your own words to answer it. But there's a way, I don't know how to use your prompt. How to use your prompt correctly.
So I think with regards to that, it's prompt engineering.
Yes.
Right. So I've briefly spoken about this, I think, also. So prompt engineering is pretty much teaching you how to create a prompt that will pretty much provide you with like the necessary valuable information. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that also, let's bear in mind, these AI tools are very generic. And there's no new idea under the sun, to be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? But then what you can do is then cultivate, put together, create maybe like the master prompt, for example. What I can share is that with regards to prompt engineering, it's like also, let's say, what do you do, Tato? What do you do? What's your task for today? Give me one task that you have.
Editing a video.
Editing a video, right? So let's say that you're creating a promotional video. So what you do is you'd go on ChatGPT and you'll be like, I want to create a company promotional video. How can I do it? And then it will pretty much take you through how you do it with regards to the information you feed it. But then if you specifically tell it that I am creating a video for this is what I want to get out of it, right? And I would like you to at least then provide me with 5 various options of how I can do that, right? And then you also tune chat. Do you know what I'm saying? You tune chat, you tell it that you are this award-winning video editor, and then you will tell it that I'm trying to create on the level of Apple kind of promotional videos, the quality that you're looking for. You guide it so that it necessarily understands like the personalized paths, right, that you are trying to follow. So that would then be like becoming a prompt engineer, like engineering your ask to chat. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys would go for the schools then giving free courses on how to handle AI in education.
Definitely. I think it should be like one of, what do they call those subjects? Core subjects. What do they call them? Yeah, like your maths, English, Afrikaans things. It should be one of those subjects. Like it must be, your STEM. You said, your STEM subject. Okay. It must be included in there. It must be mandatory, because I think somebody with where we're going right now in the 4IR and everything, somebody who's uninformed about AI can be very dangerous, right? In a sense of that they don't know how to use this thing that's going to be very essential and very integrated in everything that we're going to be doing in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine now there's AI and things like that. Imagine the people who still don't know how to use laptops. What's going to happen? And now let's look at the next 15 years. Imagine somebody who doesn't know how to use ChatGPT in the next 15 years.
Crazy.
It's wild stuff.
Yeah, so I also think that, especially for South African context, before the AI, you're right, we should actually learn computer skills in schools. So we should learn more computer skills in schools. Because I saw there's these 2 guys from Limpopo, I forgot their names. They created an app to help tutor you for school. So it's like helps you learn and everything. And they built their own PC. And they do it IT and they taught themselves. So I feel like before AI comes into place, we need to go through government and need to start from the core roots and implement more tech in schools, because AI is gonna take over, and we can't leave people behind, because we already left people behind now. So with the government, as you're saying, in higher education, I think needs to start maybe lower, maybe high school, primary, to teach the kids actually how to use computers, how to use AI. So once you get to varsity, you really know how to adapt to everything.
Definitely. What you're actually speaking on reminds me of like one of our in-house products, right?
Yeah.
So we have Oka AI, and it has a 24/7 AI tutor, right? For example. So pretty much the main thing this tutor does is that it learns what you already know and teaches you what you don't, so that it can give you a more personalized learning experience, right? So now, with regards to this conversation that we're having, what are the pros and cons, right?
Yeah, so how does a child from Leboa use Oka Tutor?
Aha.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you know Leba home.
Our friends and no, shout out to Leboa.
You know, so it's things like that you know what I'm saying. Now we shouldn't see now our 24/7 AI tutor, its name is actually Kubiki. We shouldn't see Kubiki as an enemy, right? Kubiki is here to help us carry through. Do you know what I'm saying? Because now let's look at Kubiki versus the classroom, right? Let's look at Kubiki versus the classroom. When we're seated in the classroom, there's a teacher out there with plus minus 50 students in a classroom, right? 10 of the students are struggling in the class. One is struggling ka chapter 3. The other one is struggling with like 3.5. You know, everyone's got different strengths and weaknesses within that class. And on top of that, imagine the teacher must also prepare for their lesson that they're going to give alongside that. So there's administrative work in teaching as well, right? So now Kubiki comes in, right? Kubiki comes in, and Kubiki has an assessment for the learners to take based on curriculum and things like that and the understanding. And it assesses that this learner one here has this much understanding on logarithms. This one is absolutely fine with logarithms and whatnot. Now, each and every single child in there will be able to focus exactly where they're struggling. So now you're not spending a full week repeating one topic that 15 learners are okay with and wasting time and having to prepare. Do you know what I'm saying? It cuts that out, and teachers can focus on teaching.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was reading up on this topic, I thought to myself that AI is very Western based, right?
Yeah.
It's very Western based. So whatever is being implemented through AI in Africa is not tailored for Africans, right?
Okay.
AI is not being decolonized for Africans, right? So what you're saying, perfect. It really works for a classroom that has 10 to 20 students, right? But now what about the classrooms that have 100 students in them?
I think it works for them.
Okay.
I think especially those large classrooms, because also now let's not get into the politics of the situation, because the politics of the situation will be like, you know, that classroom with hundreds of children is probably like in a rural township somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And they don't necessarily have the hardware to, you know, have laptops and tablets and things like that to support our platforms and software. But in the sense where, let's say that through a fairy godmother, we can provide them with the devices, right? And then we can now onboard everyone onto our Oka AI platform, right? The teacher doesn't have to spin around 100 times worrying about who's falling behind where. The system will do that for the teacher. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Do you think our SA government is ready for that? Financially or economically, yes.
financially, yes. Yes.
Our SA government.
I think we do have the resources to do so. I think what is holding back is what's holding us back is ourselves, because people aren't learning about AI, because people are scared of it, because people don't want to take the time to understand it. That's the thing. That's why we're really like falling behind. But I truly do believe that we do have the resources, because look at us here, AI campus based in Sandton. we make African tech.
Yes.
Everything, every software that is in-house is made here.
Yes.
So there is possibility, capability. We must just, get out of our own way.
So realistically, how do we implement it in primary schools in those areas? Like now as AI campus, how do we suggest that, listen, we know how our government is from our side with our OCA systems, right? How do we implement it in those areas?
We go to them, we ask them to pilot. That's how we do it.
What's to pile?
So to pilot is pretty much like they're going to adopt our product as their AI system within the school for a certain period of months. They use it, they work on it, things like that. And then upon success of that pilot period, they then adopt it and then fully start, utilizing it and things like that.
And this is, let's just say it's not just AI campus, it's the government, right? Or maybe the government has a partnership with us, with AI campus, and they're like, please do this for schools in townships. This is every single school in the townships and in the villages.
Yeah.
You guys are saying like,
Yeah. There's a textbook somewhere there's one textbook at least in every single school. One textbook at least in every single school every week.
Okay.
We will get there. There will be injustices. Battles will need to be fought. But I truly do believe
will we
we
win
can.
those battles?
I think we
Starting from next week, our boss lady will be in front of the camera. Starting from next week. Today she wasn't feeling well today. That's why she's off camera. But it's supposed to be 3 of us in the camera, so don't look at us looking here like we're looking at nothing. Our boss lady's here. From next week, you'll see how she looks. Big reveal.
She's
all
not.
fine.
So welcome her properly.
But anyway, I wanted to ask, instead of primary now, because as she's saying, there's one textbook everywhere, as you're saying, but there's so many kids to cater for. So I feel like the solution for now is to start from the top. I always say grassroots government.
True.
We need to integrate AI in government for transparency, and our gogo needs to know AI
Yes.
to help her. Because there was a situation, I used to do this other job at Macro now. Where would you, our target market was old ladies,
Okay.
but they never had their paper, so it was a credit to buy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they never had papers, so they'll take out, like they have to find their ID somewhere under the bed. You know what I'm saying? Who's helping them at that situation? Because we're at varsity to be working. So I feel like AI needs to help the older people first, and then we'll see itself go down into the kids. Because right now, parents are, not all of us, but they're anti-AI.
True.
Lecturers, as you're saying, are anti-AI too. Because they believe in thinking, and I also believe in thinking. But we need to start from the top, and then I feel like we'll go down to our kids. So schools, we start with the teacher with AI first. Yes. How can we assist a teacher to teach 100 learners efficiently? Once we can resolve that solution, then the kids will be benefited from that. From the teacher up there in the staff, how can she get the work efficiently enough? So it will just build up. So I think we should start from the government.
True.
Straight from the grassroots.
True. Definitely. I think with also our initiative that we're doing here at AI Campus, hence I spoke about the piloting, right? Is that, we're piloting with another primary school. We're piloting with another primary school. And the main aim of all of these is because eventually after our piloting period, we want to provide the insights from our OCA AI platform to the DBE, Department of Basic Education, to be like, this is where these learners were before implementing this, and this is what happened after. So what are you saying?
Give us the mind. Yeah, okay.
Let's do
Not give us the money. Let's partnership and let's help these kids grow.
Yes. So indeed, Tapo, you are right. You are right. Let's start from
The top. How can we help the teacher teach 100 learners?
So, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you guys think the teacher will still keep the job after AI helps her do her job.
Definitely. I think she'll be much more efficient. My mom's a teacher, I must say. So she's a teacher. Recently, she just got promoted to being HOD, right? Ooh, girls still out here doing things. That's really She recently got promoted, and right now she's stressed. Because they've got her teaching Setswana, they've got her teaching EMS, and she's out here also teaching matrics, I think life orientation or something like that. And she's like, Nana, I need to prepare, I need to do this, I need to do that. They've got her on Saturdays. Yeah, Saturdays she's going in, teaching, preparing, all of these things. And then it's like, there's a lot going on. She doesn't, and the thing is, she told me, she was like, you can tell that these learners weren't necessarily well prepared previously in the previous grades. So it's like she's starting over. Do you know what I'm saying? So imagine if we could cut that out and she could just skip the admin and just get into the teaching. Do you know? It's taking away so much from the learners, from the teacher in different aspects.
Man,
Yeah.
I wish this was there when I was in high school.
Same, actually.
Yeah.
I would have done physics. And
For real. I would have done well in that.
Yeah.
no, saying I had to I had to change from maths to math lit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I stuck it through, girl. I was like,
Really,
no.
cyber will. I'm not saying like when AI is not there, then you can't do maths, and that I'm also not saying that you go to math lit because wapalelo. It was just me.
Yeah.
Okay. It was
It's a
just
choice.
It was a very personal choice that like I preferred math lit over maths. Not because math lit is easier. No, it's not. It's just nicer for me.
We understand. We understand. Go on.
But I hope in the next 10 years we get to a point as SA, or even as just like Africa, where we are so into AI that we're not seeing it as a way out, but we're seeing it as a way up, a way to grow, and not easy solutions, not ChatGPT because I'm lazy to think, but ChatGPT because I wanted to enhance what I already thought of, So yeah, great conversation, guys. I'm so glad Zambia is taking the lead, and I hope other African countries see what Zambia is doing, and they also, follow the train, just jump onto the train. Yeah.
I have a question, I think, before. So it's mainly about that, but now I want to pick your guys' brain with regards to the cons, right? So with regards to the cons, now I'm talking about ethical AI.
Okay.
AI and the ethics behind it. Obviously, there needs to be a system that is going to safeguard and ensure privacy and security and whatnot. Because now, especially because on the topic you spoke about regarding Elon Musk and this AI is manipulating,
Yeah.
right? I'm kind of like combining our little chats together now.
100%.
So with regards to that Elon Musk is doing, and because we know that people's data needs to be protected, people need to feel safe and everything like that. And now, knowing that South Africa comes from an apartheid system, where do we now think that the loophole may be is that we don't now, with AI, it's another system being implemented, right, into the country and into the people. How do we now ensure that this AI system that we want to bring forth will not enslave our people again?
Sure. If I first, I was like, go.
I think this is why I was asking. I'll go first. Sorry. I think this is why I was asking how we are so comfortable with AI being integrated into our African countries, where else it has not been decolonized yet, right? I'm saying yet because I have hope, guys. Let's decon. I'm joking. I have hope that it's going to get. I have hope that it's going to get decolonized the more we integrate it, that we're going to see where we're falling short, and we're going to tailor it to catering for Africans. Yeah. and
Producer
black
man,
people.
any thoughts, the cons about AI? No stress.
He's coming to online.
It's coming to this far. I don't know, our big studio, the side at AI campus.
So we one of the XLR cables broke. That's just a producer's title. Anyways, my thoughts on AI, like, so cons.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of cons with everything in life, especially with AI, because I know there was a case, I think 2 years ago in the States, where a principal lost his whole career because someone used his voice in an AI tool to pretty much say he did these certain things and say very racial slurs. And then the FBI investigated the whole situation and found out that it was an AI tool that someone did. So I think it's more down to human error. Like, AI is good, it's down to human error, even with machinery as well. Like, people, when the Industrial Revolution began, people thought it was going to be a bad thing, but it was only a bit bad due to human intention, like with World War I, World War II. Regardless, that was a bit more of everything. But again, it's just human intention. Like, AI could be a good tool, it just depends how much of a, can't say the word, how much of a bad person you want to be.
So in my case, now in South Africa, the cons. We already have a division between the poor and the rich, right?
Okay.
So I hope that AI is not just for the privileged, because we're using it from a privileged point of view. Even last number chats, give 500.
Really?
I had to swipe.
Just say that.
And my boss lady also has. My boss lady has the higher.
Above 500.
Above five.
What
I wrote
do you
another
mean?
chat for another day.
Ah, Lord, I see what you did there.
That's what
Son is in trouble. Son is in trouble. Anyway, I hope that doesn't separate us, right?
Sure.
So, AI. So I hope it doesn't, especially with the OCA system. I hope we don't just implement it in like private schools for some learners, because I went to a private school, right? So we had access.
Nadala.
Big mileage, boy. I have to cut that part out. You could pay for extra lessons. If I was struggling in maths, I was privileged enough to pay for extra lessons. But now with the AI in there, the younger generations can pay for extra lessons.
Why did you say that, like, public schools can't pay for extra lessons?
No, but I'm just saying, from a point of view, people had to go Saturday classes, I got, like my friends and stuff. I had my own private tutor. I used to sit down.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I had a private tutor that used to sit you down and do maths with you, right? Now we have OCA tutor. And I hope that it doesn't, I hope AI benefits everyone in South Africa. Hope it doesn't create a worse division, that we or the people benefit more from AI than someone from the rules, you know what I'm saying? So I hope that that's the only con I have, even from varsity itself. I hope that it can create a equal
plus things. Yes.
But if we're failing with equality now,
That's what I'm saying. So now with AI, it can be worse, because it's a great tool to help
Or
you.
better.
Or better.
hopefully better. So hopeful.
Okay.
Ghost lady?
Yeah. Did you say your con?
Yeah,
Did I say my con?
you did say your car.
Okay.
It was just, the whole decolonization of AI and
Oh yes, yes.
catering. So I
Definitely.
think you just, yeah.
I hear you guys. Yeah, I think for me, it's just mainly like what Tepo touched on. Like, I hope the system isn't rigged. The system's always
It's
rigged.
already
It's
rigged.
always rigged.
But I hope it's not like Elon Musk rigged. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or Gregory.
Croc.
Yeah, no.
Croc.
yeah, like
So even now on
that's
Twitter,
crazy.
or under any post, like maybe this clear post, and say, say at Croc,
Yeah.
please tell me what's happening about this case, and I'll write it out for you. So it's a chat box. So it's so hopefully, as you're saying,
Yeah,
more people don't manipulate it to cater for their ways.
Sorry, guys. Give me what happened.
So that's it for today's episode. We have our boss lady here. You'll see her next week. I'm not playing. Boss lady, thank you.
Thank you.
Sides.
Guys.
And that's our very first episode, of
AI conversations. Signing out.
So don't forget to click the follow button, subscribe, like, and comment. See you next week. That's AI Conversations, and we out.